It's funny shit in the world, man. One of the main things I hate to see in life and in situations or is a work relationship. And what I mean by work relationships, I don't mean like friends at work, female friends that are at work, or male and male friends that are at work. I hate to see male and female work relationships with people who are in relationships, especially when it's men, more than anything. Let me tell you why. My main reason is I know that a lot of men may not tell y'all this, but truthfully, heterosexual men typically do not look at women as friends. This is so far and seldom. And I'll say this to you. If you're lucky enough to have that, this man has to have absolutely no attraction to you whatsoever. You would probably have to be the ugliest woman in the world by a 98% factor. And still, even then, if you catch him on a bad day, he'll probably still run off in you, blindfolded. And, man, look, no disrespect meant. Truth is a mother, man. But I'm going to say this. And I want ladies to take high heed to this. Typically, in most cases, if you find a man that is willing to date you and y'all are co-workers or colleagues, this is what you have to take into consideration. One, you as a woman, you have all the power in the workplace in most cases when the drama takes fall or trouble comes into a situation of a relationship. Two, it's never a good thing to have work relationships anyway. Business and pleasure is not always a good thing unless you come into the situation already a couple, in most cases. For those of you who have been in relationships and started relationships on the job and have turned out good or whatever, or however, to each his own, man. But I'm telling you from my personal experience of what I've seen in life. Not that what I've done, because I just wasn't brought to the world, the streets like that. But I'll say this to you. In most, but yet all cases, if you find a man foolish enough to meet a stranger on his job and to become intertwined with that individual and to chase that individual, flirt with her, become intimate with her, and then realizes that there's more fish in the pond in your environment and you become another statistic, I just feel like that's some crash dummy shit. And let me tell you why. And I'll tell you how you can analyze a man by this. One, that man has no self-control, because the number one rule, your job is your income. This is what pays your bills. This is provides food for you and whoever, or yourself mainly. If you have children, your children and everything else. So as a man, as a strong man, my question is, how do you take a gamble and a chance to mess with something on your job and screw up your hustle? And I see this all the time. Like, men do this crash dummy shit like all the time. And I see that a lot. And it's like, when are you gonna stop thinking with you? You know? Like, how do you not have self-control as a man to say, hey man, look, this is a playing ground I don't even want to stumble into. Like, man, look, you have to have psychological strength over yourself as a man. And ladies, this is what you have to understand as a woman. If a man has no boundaries anywhere, then what do you think the long haul of your relationship is going to be? He's not going to have boundaries anywhere else. If a man does not have control where something is providing funding for his bills and his welfare and his way of life, what do you think he's going to do in your relationship? I mean, come on. Knowing that the odds are against him, knowing that a woman has the power and the capabilities to, say, sexual harassment or anything of the sort. So as a man, my thought would be, why place yourself in that situation? And here's something else that you need to think about, ladies. And this is just free pimping, man. Anytime people show you who they are, it's your job to believe that by any means necessary. A man shows you who he is from the start. You just choose not to believe it. Women show you who they are in the beginning. Men just choose not to believe it, or in most cases, they don't give a damn because they know what they're coming to do. Hunt or stalk and destroy, you know? In most cases, it's another notch in their belt. It's playtime. It's a hunting field for a predator. But, like I said, some people don't see it until it's too late, and some people never wake up. And it's just like, you have to take the time out and think. Like, if he'll meet you on his job, and guess what? He'll meet any other woman on his job. But it's like, you ain't got enough common sense to see that. The only thing you're worried about is the attention that you're receiving, and the new, because it's new attention. It feels good. But guess what? 99 times out of 10, if he done been on the job longer than you, guess what? He's plugged something else on the job too. And now you create an environment that is hazardous for yourself because you got other broads at your neck because you fucking with something that they done had. And it's just like, nobody gets this. Sometimes you have to stop being full of yourself and pay attention to your environment and the people that walk into your life. Everything is not a blessing. A lot of times, things are tests. Funniest shit in the world, man.